Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Deckwars here at Machinima versus. Of course, if you've been watching all along, you know what Deckwars is about, and it is a weekly kind of a show match that leads into a final tournament format. My name is Chobra, hosting the tournament as always, and with me this week we have Nimsh from Cloud9. Hello, Nimsh, how are you?
Oh, hello, Chobra. It's good to be here. First time here, I guess, but I'm really excited to cast some games with you.
Yeah, it should be good. We've had some good matches so far, and especially being kind of one of the first matches we've seen with a couple other online tournaments post GVG. It's been exciting to see how it evolves week by week here on Deck Wars. I think we can jump right into introducing our players this week, so we can get into the games as soon as possible. But we do have, I believe, Kaldi from Fnatic and Theude. So, I mean, do you know much about these players? I've met with Kaldi on tabletop and turn two before. Of course, Kaldi's had some success in getting up to the ranks in some tournaments in 2014, starting in the summer. Through DreamHack, getting some exposure there, and then of course now on Team Fnatic. And last time we spoke with Kaldi, he said he wants to spend much more time now focusing only on Hearthstone. So I'm just interested to see how he does in one of the first matches he's playing in 2015.
Well, I'm actually friends with both of them, and as you said, Kaldi is a strong player and a very good showing on DreamHack Summer. Then Theude was a team captain of Team Innovation before they disbanded, and he was one of the players who actually qualified for the Stockholm qualifier for the World Champs, and he had to drop from the qualifier because of the health issues. But he was one
Hmm.
who would actually go to Stockholm and play and qualify for the World Champs. But he didn't, and well, that was an achievement to qualify. There was a lot of players. The whole process of qualifying was amazing and very long. But then Theude actually didn't retire from Hearthstone. He just had the break, but he came back as a player of for Lucky Draw with Zeme and Moonstar. Right now, I'm hearing some rumors that Lucky Draw is disbanding their like esports department, kind of. But well, Theude still a fantastic player, and also he played at Seed Story Cup too. Also very good showing, a lot of creative decks and ideas. So I'm looking forward to his games.
Awesome, awesome. And we did take a look at kind of what decks they've brought here today. We'll get a chance to look at them again right before we start up. But let's look at the results so far in Deck Wars so we know kind of who's been showing up every week. Of course, in the very beginning, we had Team Archon going strong in week 1 and week 2, Firebat beating RDU, Hosty beating Zixo, and then we did have Dog actually able to win against Reynad, and last week we had a pretty intense match between Faramir and Kunzi, leading to Faramir winning 4-3 at the very end.
Well, it seems that for now we didn't have many sweeps. Well, no sweeps at all. The matches are
Mhm.
more or less equal with back and forth, and well, you know, the ban format and post GVG matches are very interesting, and you still have those counter decks that have good and bad matchups. But I remember in the previous seasons we had some sweeps. We had some 4-0s in this best of 7. I'm not sure if we are going to see a 4-0 today. I actually doubt that. I think like with those lineups that those players prepared, we're going to see a lot of back and forth again.
And also, so far in most tournaments, ever since maybe who knows when, probably the conception of Hearthstone, Warlock's been kind of the deck and class to ban if you do get to have a ban before the match starts. But today we're not seeing that. We do see Priest banned against Kaldi, and Warrior looks like banned against Theude or Theude. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name, but we'll go with either as we go through the stream. What do you think about these bans?
Oh, those are very interesting bans. I feel like Warlock is the deck to ban, a very strong class, and you know, you can have many different variations of the deck. But banning Warrior seems like maybe he wants to well, win with his Hunter, but then his Hunter got banned, right? No, the Priest. So
Oh,
so
the
if
Priest got
there's
banned, yeah.
Priest got banned. So there's nothing to stop Hunter. Then Kaldi might have an advantage here. And then he is starting with his Hunter. We can see his opening hand here, where Theude decides to start with his Mage with the Warrior band.
Yep. So we do have both players looking at their mulligans right away, jumping into game one. Up top, we're looking at They'd already sent his mulligan back, and he got a much better starting hand rather than starting with something like a Dr. Boom there. And Kaldi, still thinking about how he wants to do this. He's gonna just keep a scientist. We'll see what he gets back. That's also a much better starting hand for Kaldi here.
Yeah, Kaldi certainly has a very strong hand with Undertaker opening and follow-up the Trial Minions. The small combination of Juggler and Haunted Creeper is also fantastic in different matchups where you can trade a minion and get some knives flying. On the other hand, Theude, well, what kind of mage is he playing? That's always the question. You have many different mage versions. You have Control, you have the Mech Mage, you have also this kind of like, what is this? You have a Mana Worm, still Secrets, and
Duplicate. So far, I don't think we're seeing any big tells, right, exactly on what the deck's going to be played. We do see the Blast Mage, so that gives a little bit of a clue, probably leading to a mech heavier, but we saw the Dr. Boom earlier, which is kind of a staple in all GVG decks, so I think we can expect to see much more mechs coming out from the Mage up top.
King Makla on Kaldi's side, that's a very interesting card. Like, he didn't get it from Web Spinner. He actually had the Undertaker, and now he drew it from the top, so...
Yeah, I mean, King Mukla was definitely a staple for a little while, right, in Aggro Hunter, but...
So who do you think has an advantage here? Which deck is actually better where the minions battle? And,
well, it's... You know, yeah, I think it's okay. You know, I think it's kind of safe to put up the King Mukla here. And also, King Mukla is one of those cards, right? If you don't play it on turn 3 or 4, it's just, when are you ever going to get a chance again? He also got to clear the Mad Scientist so that there's no targets for the bananas right away. And I think that's all right. You know, the Knife Juggler, he purposely put that out there for a slightly bigger body to lead into the King Mukla. So I think Kaldi had the plan going in right from turn 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Kaldi has a strategy here to just play minions and be aggressive and maintain initiative. You want to pressure the mage. Like, he has this fantastic hero power that is going to deal damage every turn if he needs to, even though he's low on cards. If he's pressuring mage, he will be able to win eventually. Even if he loses the board, he's just going to win just by using his hero power. So King Makla was a fantastic card, where Theude is just trying to defend with a passive 5/5 Mana Worm, and now Kaldi will have to decide, can he actually kill this without losing his Makla, or does he want to trade?
Well, there's the option of, you know, you would have to invest a lot. The only way to kill it without using the Makla, right, is to Hunter's Mark after the Knife Juggler. We're going to see the Mirror Entity come out for Theude. Not the worst thing.
Yeah, this is already a very interesting match with a back and forth, and playing around Secrets against the mage is very difficult as well, because I'm not sure if Mirror Entity is used that often in this kind of mage. I would expect something like well, when seeing Mana Worm, I would actually expect Mirror Entity. So a good play by Kaldi, where he's playing the minion that he can actually spend here.
Yeah, and we'll see if the knives hit.
That's a very important hit.
Yeah, if it gets rid of the Mana Worm, it kind of shifts all things into Kaldi's favor. And he gets it.
He gets it. Wow, that's a very important hit. Right now he has a full board, and even though he doesn't have cards in hand, well, as I said, Hunter can actually, even if he goes from the top, as long as he maintains the board presence, he's going to win eventually. Theude facing a very difficult situation. Not sure if Mage will be able to get back from behind. He has this Blast Mage, but he doesn't have any mechs in his hand, so he can't use it effectively.
Yeah, it's much tougher position now for Theude. So, like you said, such an important hit, and that alone could kind of determine the winner for this first game. Another Mirror Entity coming out, and I mean, either of Kaldi's cards is not really a big deal for Kaldi. He's not too worried about either of them being Mirror Entity, I think, and then he could buff up. Yep, King Mukla right here.
Handmaster is an interesting card to get. If he's playing King Makla and the Beasts, Handmaster is good. Like, some people actually swap Handmaster for Pilot the Shredder, but here it proves to be good. where he is buffing Makla. Well, essentially, Handmaster for 4 mana is a 6/5 creature because he did buff the Makla. He can also easily
Yeah.
clear the Handmaster that's being copied by the mirror entity. Well, for Kaldi, it's a decision if you want to trade or if you just want to go for face. Probably trade with the 4/3 because the value is just too good there. But Theude really in trouble. Like this deck normally doesn't have that many taunts or board clears, especially if
Oh, the draw though. The Black Knight comes in for
wow.
Theude, so he's gonna be able to get rid of that King Mukla next turn. But for now, he's still gonna take a lot more damage. Just 1 mana short.
Yeah, it's very annoying for Theude. It's very straining for the mind if you know that you have the answer, but you can't use it this turn. You're going to take so much damage.
Yeah, and there, like you were saying, there's no immediate answer against the Mukla. You can't even buff with the Mana Worm up to 4 attack. He only has 1 spell in hand, so.
Well, he can finish it off with the hero power, so that's
Oh,
probably...
that's true. Yeah, he has perfect mana for that.
But still,
I
it's
guess
like
that's the answer.
denying. Yeah, it is the answer, but you're losing the board. You have this duplicate, and that didn't work because you don't have then any minions, so there is no value from it, and that does not activate on your turn. And you just got rid of the Makla where you had this Black Knight to deal with it.
Yeah, and Kaldi at this point, yeah, he's just running with it, putting down everything. He's seen both mirror entities, knows it's not mirror entity.
Kaldi is a very technical player. Like he was one of the first players I've seen taking notes during the tournament. So we can see right now he's always taking the notes, trying to get more information. Very mathematical player, methodical player. So Theude finally gets a mech to be able to activate the Blast Mage, but he is so much behind that I'm not sure if there is anything he can do here. He might be thinking, what is the deck I want to take to win versus this next round?
I mean, right here, Kaldi, I mean, you're at 30 health. What would you do if you're Kaldi, right? You could easily set up lethal on next turn, and then put down the Snake Trap just for good measure. Or you could, I guess, try to clear the board and play another King Mukla. Or just put it down and still go for face. I mean, at this point, Kaldi's so far ahead, I feel there's no wrong answer for him.
Yeah, there's no point in overthinking your situation where you just win next turn, whatever happens. I mean, it's so possible that a Hearthvod is going to be dropped. Like when you're playing versus mages, it's mostly difficult because some mages they play Hearthvods, they play Molten Giants, they play Eco Medivh, and if you get them low enough, they actually get the taunts, they get the heals,
right?
And it's really hard to come back from that. But in this situation, it seemed like it's more or less standard duplicate deck, especially because he saw this Mana Worm and a Blast Mage. So it's like a mixture of a Tempo Mage with mechs, maybe less mechs, more like pressure. But well, it didn't work against Hunter. You know, Hunter is a very difficult class. If you don't stop him early, it just snowballs. And we could see that Kaldi was like undamaged with 30 points of health, where Theude just
Yep.
yeah,
he just had to play, kind of on his back foot the whole time. And granted, the opening hand was perhaps much more in favor of Kaldi, but again, that also just speaks to the power of the deck itself. So Kaldi kind of choosing the right opening deck here.